In the current global football landscape, where young talents emerge almost as if they were prefabricated products from performance labs, a figure arises that seems to belong to another era. Endrick, a young Brazilian prodigy, was acquired by Real Madrid at a surprisingly young age, provoking equal parts amazement and skepticism. At first glance, the investment of €70 million in a mere 16-year-old boy seems excessive, leading many to question the authenticity of his talent. Some suggest that Endrick is simply a product of the modern football industry's machinery, created more as a brand than as a true phenomenon on the field. However, a closer look reveals that Endrick is not only real but also a genuine talent, shaped by unique circumstances and an unbreakable determination. To understand Endrick, it is essential to know his background and his family's story. The path to stardom for this young prodigy is deeply rooted in the struggles and sacrifices of his father. From an early age, Endrick's father, who also aspired to be a footballer, faced enormous challenges. He left his home at 15 and traveled over 600 kilometers from Brasilia to Sao Paulo, hoping to find a club that would give him a chance. His journey was marked by adversity, including a night when, under intense rain, he was forced to sleep under the small roof of the ticket booth at the Pacaembu Stadium. The hardships continued, and when he finally secured a trial with a club, his body succumbed to exhaustion, causing him to miss the opportunity. Despite these difficulties, Endrick's father found his place in football, though not as a player, but as a janitor at the main Garrincha Stadium in Brasilia. It was in this environment that he met Endrick's mother, and shortly thereafter, the future football prodigy was born. From birth, Endrick was surrounded by football. His father, aware of the difficulties he had faced, made sure to instill a love for the sport in him from an early age. Endrick was not an ordinary child. From the moment he could walk, he showed an insatiable fascination with football. At 4 years old, he joined a local academy, and it didn't take long before everyone around him realized there was something special about him. His ability to handle the ball and his shooting precision were impressive for a child so young. In fact, Endrick used to sleep with one of his trophies, a gesture that not only reflected his passion but also his dedication to the game. However, what truly set Endrick apart was not just his technical skill but his cleverness and resourcefulness. From a very young age, he learned to capitalize on his talent. One example of this is when he used to bet with customers at a bar that he could hit the crossbar on his first try. If he won the bet, he would receive a soda and a sandwich as a reward. At first, his father was concerned when he noticed his son always had food and drink, but soon he discovered the truth behind the bets. This kind of ingenuity, combined with his innate skill, already made him stand out compared to other children his age. Endrick's journey was not easy. Although his talent was evident, his family faced constant financial difficulties. As Endrick grew, it became increasingly clear that he had the potential to go far in football, but his family struggled to support him. At 7 years old, his academy had already promoted him to the under-13 category, an impressive feat, but one that also brought new challenges. To balance the competition, the academy forbade him from using his stronger foot during matches, a measure intended to level the playing field. Despite these restrictions, Endrick continued to excel, leading the academy to consider him a raw gem. However, the family's situation became critical when Endrick turned 10. The time had come to move to Sao Paulo to join a higher-level academy. His father, aware of the challenges they faced, only asked for a job in the city and a place to stay so he could be close to his son. Unfortunately, the academy rejected his request, offering instead a small monthly stipend that barely covered basic needs. Faced with this crossroads, the family decided not to give up. Endrick's father gathered all the footage he had of his son playing and uploaded it to YouTube, hoping that someone would see it and offer them an opportunity. The path to success is not linear, and Endrick's family knew this well. Despite the difficulties, they were not willing to give up on their dream. As the situation became increasingly challenging, Endrick showed a surprising maturity and determination for his age. At a time when any other child might have felt overwhelmed, Endrick made a promise to his parents. "Football will change our lives." This declaration marked a turning point in his life. Football ceased to be just a game and became his personal mission. Finally, the opportunity they had been waiting for arrived. Palmeiras, one of Brazil's most important clubs, offered Endrick a trial. His father stayed in Brasilia, working to support the family, while Endrick and his mother moved to São Paulo to face this new stage. The conditions in which they lived were harsh. No television, no internet, and barely enough to survive. Endrick's mother cooked for him, but often the other children also asked for food, which led her to stop cooking to avoid the discomfort of seeing others go hungry. Despite these adversities, Endrick remained steadfast, training with determination and returning each day with a sparkle in his eyes that inspired his mother to keep going. Effort and perseverance finally paid off. Palmeiras not only accepted Endrick into their U11 team but also offered his father a job cleaning the club's locker rooms. From that moment on, the family's life changed radically. Although his father initially hid his relationship with Endrick out of fear of being ridiculed, it soon became clear that there was nothing to be ashamed of. Endrick began to dominate on the field, winning awards and scoring goals with impressive frequency. In his first year at the club, Endrick suffered a foot fracture that kept him off the field for a while, but his indomitable spirit led him to recover quickly. Not only did he return to play, but in the final of the most important championship of the year, he scored a bicycle kick goal in the first leg and the winning goal in the second leg, in the same stadium where his father had worked as a janitor in the rain years earlier. As Endrick climbed the youth ranks of Palmeiras, his reputation spread beyond the borders of Brazil. At just 11 years old, he already had 3 clear goals: to make it to Palmeiras' first team, win all possible titles with them, and eventually join Real Madrid. His determination was as impressive as his skill on the field. Over the next 2 years, Endrick won the U13 and U15 championships, amassing trophies and individual awards in the process. Endrick's talent did not go unnoticed by major European clubs. Barcelona, AC Milan, Juventus, Bayern Munich, and PSG began closely monitoring his development. However, it was Real Madrid that finally made an offer that couldn't be refused. At just 16 years old, Endrick became the 3rd most expensive Brazilian player in history and the most expensive under-18 player of all time, surpassing records set by other young talents like Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. Despite his meteoric rise, Endrick's transition to professional football wasn't easy. In his second season, Endrick went through a 12-match goal drought, which sparked fierce criticism from the press, especially the Spanish media. Some began to question whether Real Madrid had made a mistake by spending so much money on a young player who seemed unable to handle the pressure. However, his coach, Abel Ferreira, remained steadfast in his support, reminding everyone that Endrick was still very young and needed time to adapt. Eventually, Endrick began to find his rhythm. He finished the season with 6 goals in his last 6 games, cementing himself as the top scorer of the championship and helping Palmeiras secure their 11th league title. Instead of returning to Brazil for the holidays, Endrick chose to keep training, a decision that reflected his unwavering commitment to his career. On December 6, 2023, Real Madrid officially signed Endrick. Although he couldn't play for the club until he turned 18 due to FIFA regulations, his future was already sealed. Endrick had achieved 2 of his 3 major goals, making it to Palmeiras' first team and signing with Real Madrid. Only one final mission remained: to conquer the world of football wearing the jersey of the greatest club of all time. Endrick's story is a testament to the power of determination, sacrifice, and self-belief. His rise, from a boy with a dream in Brasilia to one of the world's most promising football talents, is a reminder that sometimes dreams really do come true. Endrick has proven that he is not just a product of modern football but a genuine talent. Forged in the crucible of adversity and fueled by an unbreakable passion for the game. Now, with the world at his feet, Only time will tell how far this young Brazilian prodigy will go as Endrick arrives at Real Madrid. He faces a crucial period of adaptation both personally and professionally. At 18 years old, he finds himself in a highly competitive environment, surrounded by world-class players and under the pressure to live up to the high expectations his signing has generated. In the short term, his main challenge will be to adapt to the European style of play, which is more tactical and physical compared to Brazilian football. Additionally, he will need to adjust to life in a new country with a different language and culture, which could influence his initial performance. From a footballing perspective, Endrick could start as a rotational player, coming off the bench in the first few months. This period will be crucial for him to get accustomed to the demands of La Liga and European competitions. Carlo Ancelotti, known for his ability to manage young talent, will likely provide him with gradual minutes to help him adapt to the pace and intensity of Spanish football. While his early matches may not be marked by standout goal-scoring performances, the focus will be on observing his tactical adaptation, decision-making, and his ability to integrate into the team's collective play. As Endrick gains experience and confidence, his role in the team should increase. Within 1 to 2 years, he is likely to establish himself as an important piece in Real Madrid's attack. If he adapts quickly, he could become a regular option in the starting 11, especially in lower-profile La Liga matches or the early rounds of the Copa del Rey. Tactically, Endrick has the potential to become a versatile forward, capable of playing in various positions across the front line. His finishing ability, combined with his speed and dribbling skills, makes him a threat both as a center forward and in wider positions. Over time, his ability to read the game and make quick decisions should improve, making him even more dangerous in attack. Moreover, if his development follows the expected trajectory, he could begin to assume a leadership role within the team, not only in terms of on-field performance but also as a role model for other young talents at the club. At this stage, we might begin to see Endrick not just as a promising talent but as a decisive player in key matches in a 5 to 10-year horizon. Endrick has the potential to become one of the biggest stars in world football. If he continues to develop as expected, he could emerge as the natural successor to Real Madrid greats like Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of influence and performance. His ability to decide matches, his charisma, and his personal story make him an ideal candidate to be the face of the next generation of the club's players in terms of achievements. It's possible that Endrick, at his peak, will lead Real Madrid to major titles, both in La Liga and the UEFA Champions League. His ability to score in crucial moments and his winning mentality, already demonstrated in Brazil, could translate into success at the club level and eventually at the international level with the Brazilian national team. Endrick could also become a reference for future generations of young footballers, both in Brazil and around the world. His story of overcoming challenges and succeeding in Europe could inspire other emerging talents to follow in his footsteps. Additionally, his impact off the field, whether through commercial deals or charitable mentality and support system, put him in a prime position to become one of the sport's great legends. If all goes as planned, Endrick's name could be alongside the greatest in football history in the coming decades. That's all for today. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for our next exciting content about the world of sports. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments. See you next time.